Hi, I'm Sid Dobrin. This video addresses the visual description project that asks students to describe and design an information graphic, more commonly known as an infographic. I designed this assignment to help students better understand the relationship between written information and visual information. Because the infographic relies on a synthesis of graphic representations of information and written information, the genre offers writers a lot of flexibility in how they convey information. However, unlike an essay that might include visuals to clarify, illustrate, or emphasize, the infographic is weighted toward visual delivery with written text as a supporting mechanism. And given the increasing public use of infographics as a genre for conveying information, I think it's important for students to learn more about reading and writing them. When I assign students this prompt, one of the key things I talk with them about is that the infographic, unlike more academic genres, generally does not include great degrees of informational depth. Not that they generally include, nor do they generally include analysis or evaluation of the conveyed information. Thus, I talk with students a lot about audience and about clarity and about how and why most audiences read infographics and how infographics participate in rhetorical situations. I try to make clear that infographics are not designed to make readers into experts or to provide expert audiences with expert information. Rather, I talk about infographics as being akin to a Wikipedia entry. They are encyclopedic and can offer general introduction to a topic, but they're not considered rigorous by academic criteria. Given this, I also talk with students about how they might adjust the research they conduct to fulfill this assignment. And I want to be clear about this. I explain to students that because their responses to the prompt will present general information, their research should not simply be general research in which they look only for general superficial information. Rather, in order for the information they convey in their infographics to be clear and to be accurate, students should engage their subjects and research with critical scholarly investigation strategies in order to be certain that they understand the topic in a thorough, dynamic way. Only then will they really be able to provide the overview information they need to convey in an infographic. With this in mind, I talk with students about how I will assess their infographics. I've included in the instructor support materials for this chapter an assessment rubric I use to show my students what I'll be looking for in their assignments. For this assignment, I tend to focus on the situational understanding, the purpose, and the rhetorical knowledge aspect of the rubric, emphasizing how even in a document that is brief in its use of written text, all of these aspects of the document absolutely must be addressed within the document itself. Oh, and one final thing about this assignment. The assignment provides 5 possible questions to choose from when writing the infographic. Of course, you should feel free to revise this list of questions to one you find more suitable for or more interesting to your students. I've used this assignment asking students to address questions about nationwide trends in students taking specific majors, about relationships between majors and job opportunities, and different pieces of state and federal legislative efforts, changes in campus policy or practice, and so on. The idea is to find a kind of question in which your students can become invested. So that's a little bit about how I use this assignment to help students think about and write an infographic as a specific type of writing to inform. I hope you'll find many other aspects of the assignment that are valuable to your students as well. Thanks for using writing situations, and thanks for watching.